Okay, so hello everybody. This is Ray. Coming at you somewhere from New England, an undisclosed location, if you will. Um, One half of the feature of tonight's awesome show, and I gotta say, this is a trip. I didn't think that in half a year's time I would have a feature after not really been active for like 8 years. So it's been putting things into perspective, and I'm just grateful for life in general. So I'm just gonna say that on behalf of Kittay and Dre, this performance is dedicated to the artist, to the poet, to all of y'all. With that said, let me lead off with um with this one poem that I led off my first feature back in late August. This was inspired by the late Wyndham Rotunda, known throughout the wrestling world as Bray Wyatt, who, yeah, unexpectedly passed away at the age of 36. And he was such a phenomenal storyteller, had a very captivating way of getting his character over to the audience. And with that said, I'm going to lead off with this piece dedicated to him called Follow the Buzzards. Mankind has struggled to answer one simple question: where do we go when we die? A mad science will have you believe that we are just become one with the earth, nothing more. And a man of faith will view things with a much different perspective. But what about those like you and I? We're special. For us, there is no death. This is sanctuary. This stage, this microphone, this fleeting moment in time, here you and I will manifest all the power we will ever need to thrive in this dark world to make passage towards our own salvation. I stand in front of you all tonight as a conqueror, as a revolutionary, as a man of 1,000 truths, as a survivor who has slumbered in flames and laughed in the face of fear. I have found my way through the darkness and into the light with nothing but limitless might. I am the color red in this world of black and white. Society has placed labels on me, for it is human nature to put labels on things you do not understand. Labels, insults, numbers, ways to objectify the unknown, the unfamiliar, and the unwanted. I've been labeled many things: unconventional, strange, misunderstood, outsider. Understand this, though, friend. Labels are nothing more than penniless words if you do not surrender any strength to them. And I, for one, will never surrender. Now I urge you all to drink in this moment, man. Drink it in like hot coffee and wake up. Wake up and look at this lie you're living in, man. Everything you think you know about your own lies is all based upon lies. All of you wake up every morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you make up all your beautiful faces because you don't even realize that you are just wearing the mask that society demands you to wear. It is a bottomless pit of lies. These false prophets plaster your hopes and dreams up on a billboard or maybe on a scorecard. However, The days of the false prophets are over. I promise you today. I promise you tomorrow. I promise you up until my final breath that with the sword of my tongue I will slay this mighty dragon. And I will stand over this body and I will whisper into his ear, it is time to end this lie. When you die, come find me. I will never be hard to find. Just look up into the sky and follow the buzzards. Are you ready, Kittay?
I sure am.
All right. We got that going. Now here comes the heavy hitter. We got Kittay. Come on, baby.
Hey there. I am like extremely short.
Oh, my bad.
Like, hold up. Seems like way up there. All right. So the first poem that I'm going to do is going to be one of my longer poems. I can't slam this poem, so I'm really excited to be able to share it with you guys today. Doubt creeps its way into my brain, an infection that lingers, festering and pestering, trying to drive me insane. Each time I've desperately tried to push it away, I get to thinking, maybe I'm okay. Until the illness resurfaces to remind me that it's here to stay until I can fix the root cause of my anxious ball wrapped in dismay. I fight, slip, trip, curse at the way I fuck up and lose my grip. I know I have a good handle on life, but sometimes feels as if I am ripped. I know these are just distorted thoughts, creating a mirage before me, so I'll think I'm delusional and lost. An illusion I fully recognize at last. Chaotic and brash, I tried to toss that old corrupted mindset I had in the trash, but it stuck to the bag, unable to be fully dumped out. So what do? Get a new bag? The past may come back to haunt me time and time again, but I refuse to let myself get dragged. I try my best to subdue these deceitful thoughts because I refuse to go back to the dark chambers of my mind that kept me entrapped for so long, leading me to believe I was lost. It's not that I thought I've had it the worst, but rather that I began assuming my life was cursed since the day of my birth. Damned to live a life I didn't ask for nor want. Now beyond grateful that I didn't allow myself to submit to dark thoughts. Instead, I rescued myself from the endless pain I once allowed myself to lay in, not understanding how I was laying with the devil, camouflaged. Always waiting to inflict pain when I'd begin to feel sane again. Remembrance of events, terrible things that happened to me that made me feel like my life needed to end, forcing me into a corner where fragments I previously abandoned, the issues I thought I narrowly escaped from, constantly returning to show me what I must work on. Far too long was I filled with fraught, rigid thoughts, always feared change because that means things get taken away. I couldn't see how it was actually for my gain until I looked back and saw the chain, each event like a link in a fence, some broken, some bent, but every little link connects. I had poor vision back then, unable to see clearly through my own eyes until I wiped off the smudges that were blurring my lens and found some cleaner for the cobwebs in my mind. I was never broken. I'm still whole. I am always exactly where I am supposed to be. I no longer feel like I'm dealing with insanity. Now, when I feel triggered, I talk my way through it, allowing myself to sit with my feelings, but forcing my conscience back to embrace the moment, even when nothing even feels like it's actually worth it. I adjust my eyes to look up at the sky, and I soak in appreciation. Determined to keep on going, I remember my reasons why. Deep down, I always wanted to be perfect, so I never quite fit in with others, and I strived ever so hard for excellence and just kept failing over and over again, not able to see how those things I kept reaching for weren't what I am supposed to do in this life. That's exactly why roadblocks were put up to stop me from going the same old route. I no longer wonder why. I didn't realize until much later the only person who could truly validate me is my own being. No one else's perception of me defines me and my reality. I developed a good sense of who I am and understand my past doesn't make me any less of the person that's been put before you now, right here on the stand. Grateful that I'm able to accept myself daily, wholeheartedly for who I am. I'll continue to stand. I refuse to take a step back and relish in a place where freedom and happiness are unable to make their land. I can get through this. I will push through. I'm trying to show strangers, family, and friends, even the false ones who just pretend that they can too. We all have perseverance. It's true. Something I continually prove to myself and others too. When you feel like your mind is haunted by the ghosts of your past, addiction, codependency, depression, anxiety, aggravated outbursts, irritated thoughts, feeling like you're quite simply lost, the list is endless, and these examples given are a part of many people's realities. And for a reason, they're here to teach you how you can adjust your path or walk along the same old way that'll eventually lead you to emotional poverty and decay. You may not be able to recognize the lessons that present themselves to you here today, but one day when you look back, you'll see how some things were necessary, how it has helped guide, shape, and transform you. Remember that life happens for you. Whenever you feel worthless, remember that uncut diamonds are worth less. After they're cut and polished, the value rises due to the hard work, the efforts of its beauty, now acknowledged. The only issue is that all of this is dictated. Someone else deemed that it has worth, that it is beautiful beyond a doubt. You don't need another to determine your worth. Don't allow it to make you question your existence because you were put here with a purpose. I wish more people recognize the full depth of the process. We aren't born and are immediately great. We must practice and allow ourselves to believe we have what it takes. There were hurdles, obstacles, achievements, failures that were all part of the requirements to reach exactly where you are today. If anything in our life was so easily given, we wouldn't have the proper appreciation as we do when we work hard behind the scenes, facing unspoken battles, not feeling like we are even actually seen. When we make our goals and milestones, no matter how substantial or minuscule, we have an attitude of gratitude for getting ourselves there, a sense of relief, because the ability to doubt achievement is no longer there. Thank you.
Hold up, just hold the fuck up. I know it's your girl next, and I usually don't interrupt features, but can we all just be like, show some love for Kittay for that real quick? I mean, because that was
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing.
Beautiful,
Woo!
man. Beautiful,
good.
beautiful, beautiful.
so good.
Hmm.
All right, Dre, let's keep this thing rolling, baby.
All right. Now let's see here. Looking at my set list. Looking at my set list. Where did my set list go? Give me one moment. Gotta love Google Drive. All right. Oh yeah, here's a fun notes just to say that it's bizarre to say that all the pieces I'm doing tonight have been written since within a time frame of this last summer till now. So it's kind of mind-boggling. Um that said, this piece is called Kicking Imposter Syndrome in the Face. To my fellow poets who are prone to the influence of imposter syndrome, competing in poetry slams can potentially gaslight you into thinking that you suck. This isn't rocket science or Steiner math. The anxiety of your arts clicking with the judges multiplied by a self-fulfilling prophecy equates to a really garbage case of imposter syndrome. Please keep in mind, numbers are just numbers. At the end of the day, numbers mean less than jack shit. Don't let a number prevent you from self-publishing or going on tour, unless it's a budget, that is. Nobody is going to remember the score, but they will remember the poem and the message that is being sent from orator to audience. Do not let a number mislead you into thinking that you are not cut out for this craft. Where did I lost my spot? Okay, art, like life, is subjective. We all experience the same things differently. Don't let imposter syndrome stray you away from the stage, this mic, this sanctuary. This is the way. Step inside. You can be vulnerable here. We will catch you if you fall. You got them for 3 minutes. May your performance be a prayer to Apollo that will be answered in the form of
Boo. Let's give it up for Dre.
Woohoo! Yeah.
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 Quite a mic drop.
About Dre.
So basically, we're just alternating back and forth.
hot tags.
Next poem I got for you guys. To exist without negativity, toxic constraints, difficult times, and sorrow is to not exist at all. These things are necessary for us as humans to grow. We cannot break the mold, but we can create divots and cracks, marks that prove that good can break through the evil. A beam of light shining through, but we will not see it eradicated, since these troubled times aid in our personal development and growth. They help us to evolve into better versions of ourselves and transform the lives of others as well. We are put here with a purpose. Some are to help in a kind manner. Others are to help, but with ulterior motives, only really there to help themselves, to show us we must have bad. We must be used, cheated on, chewed up, and spit out like we are the phlegm from a smoker's lungs, so we can smarten and toughen up and withstand the storm we've been thrust into, and don't instead get pulled into the vortex. We must be the change to help and nurture those whom life hasn't been as kind to, or who have been dealt a shitty hand. The ones who are naive, not by choice, the ones who don't have a voice, the people who wouldn't think twice about giving a well-recognized scammer their personal information because they aren't of the same mindset of someone who's been through it before, or they cannot process it the same way we can. Some fall victim to the obvious traps over and over because they have innocence and wouldn't even dare to think of bearing the same type of fate on another. Those like that are here to teach the rest of us as well, to have patience and trust, to speak up about injustices they can't escape, and to share our own truths about things that we have overcome and faced in our day and age. Thank you.
Oh, damn, Kittay. Them claws are sharp. Them claws are sharp. All right, while we waiting for Dre to get over everybody on mute real quick, give it up for Kittay.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo!
Seriously, Kittay is like the shit, and I love her very much, and she deserves every ounce of love in the world that she can because she's awesome at what she does. Seriously. Now I'm trying to gas her up because she's just really fucking awesome. Let's see. Thank you. See, this is an atmosphere of love. And with that said, here is, well, not necessarily a love letter, but I guess you could say it's a love letter to nostalgia. Here's a piece called Pigeon Man Writes to Arnold. For years, I have dried the tears of many birds, not just pigeons. I have a spiritual bonds with nature's aviators. They understand me, and I understand them. It's people I can't understand. Humanity has bit too much more off than it can chew from Mother Nature's eternally sacrificing and giving hands. It hurts me to see the way people hurt each other, the way hurt people, the way we all hurt. It is a shame how the rest of the planet suffers of so much hurt. Humanity needs to learn and apply the lesson of turning negatives into positives, so as opposed to combating negatives with negatives. But I digress. As I flew towards the sun, it felt as if I was chasing the horizon forever. Arnold, your life is so much different when your head is in the clouds. Everything feels so much smaller. You, me, the troubles we face, the world, and everything in it. Despite of all the things I've seen, the places I've been to, the birds I befriended, I haven't been able to meet another Arnold. Your kindness is a mighty flame that brings warmth and light to anyone who comes close enough. Empathy is an ability that is becoming lost in time and humanity, and my time is coming to an end. Arnold, don't be sad. I am, after all, a man whose head is in the clouds. But you have time on your sides to be the link that binds human and bird together. Never give up. Trust your instincts and reach for the sky. I miss you. Warm regards, Vincent. P.S. Always wash your berries before eating them and fly towards the sun.
Wow.
Oh, man.
This
All
is
right.
one knockout after the other. I love this. I love it.
All right. Let's do it. So I'm going to do something that's like cutesy. So let's just go right into it. This was the first date that Dre and I had. So he challenged me to write a poem about French toast because I love French toast so much. And I mean, when we were on our way, after I found out that I could get gluten-free French toast, I almost booked it and like left him on the corner of the street by accident because I was like so excited. And then I was like, oh shit, wait, all right. All right. So, I waited for him to catch up and everything. I slowed down and I was like, oh my God. He's like, if you love it so much, why don't you write a poem about it? And I'm like, you know what? I will. So then when we got to the restaurant, we sat down and I sat there and I wrote this poem while waiting for the food. We went to a diner to get some breakfast, and when we arrived, there was a wait list. We decided to step out to take a toke, then strolled back in 10 minutes later to discover we're next to be seated. So I was stoked. I couldn't wait to order some gluten-free French toast, awaiting that sweet, cinnamon-filled aroma of delicious, yeast-filled goodness, prepared to perfection and beautifully executed upon a plate with butter and syrup drizzled over the top of the half-angle cut bread with home fries in the style of thick-cut roasted potatoes. My appetite couldn't wait. I went to find the restroom to wash my hands first, and upon seeing the signs that led me there, I noticed that they had aliens and humans of all shapes and sizes decorated upon a black, affixed sign with white lettering underneath that read, "Whatever, just wash your hands." I knew I'd love this place when I searched for gluten-free restaurants on Google, and this one kept sticking out at me, drawing me in, and now we made this into a memory. I am back in my seat writing this piece of poetry, awaiting the sight of our waitress to deliver our food on nice, big plates. I wait for what will be a glimpse of the food I have been craving, coming through the aisle and making our way to our table. My anticipation growing. And finally, one of the times that I glance up, I see the server walking towards us, and plates of French toast, home fries, and hash browns just waiting to enter my mouth and deliver my taste buds a sense of intense euphoric bouts as I take each bite. I chew mindfully, savoring the syrupy, doughy bread and mushing the roasted potato-style home fries as they exit my hand and land onto my tongue. Smushing it against the roof of my mouth to extract all of its flavor. I finish my food and look across at you, knowing I'd finish it all before you could finish your own food. We exchange a silly grin across a table eating breakfast on Sunday at noon, as comfortable together as if we have known each other our whole lives, on our first official date at the White Birch Eatery Cafe. Thank you.
Yo, I caught that. I see what you did there.
Seriously, give it up for Kittay.
It was so dope. I see what you did there, Kittay.
It's funny because like before that piece, I had like written just one poem about food, and That's something that we're going to discuss a little later on, unless that's up next. But it's just kind of fascinating how, as I mentioned in one poem earlier, how we could like see the same thing and interpret in different ways. So, oh, nice. There it is. In response to Kittay's gluten-free French toast poem, I decided to like brainstorm something, and it took a while, and there might be some improv. Forgive me. Alas, here is gluten-free French toast. Diabetes has never tasted as sweet and as filling as you delectable dish of gluten-free French toast. The way you tease me with your stacked vigor, your moist texture, the way you drip, drip, drip is just the kind of behavior I expect from you. You naughty mess of cinnamon, egg, sugar, vanilla, butter, and bread. Oh, divine sogginess drives me crazier than rush hour traffic, making my belly beg to be filled to fulfillment by a voluptuous villain to any diet like you. My insides weep in sadness when we are apart, craving your sumptuous syrup to paint the insides of my mouth with a fine coat of maple brown. What the actual fuck are you even? You aren't just food. You're the impossible burger of breakfast, the Mount Everest of culinary excellence, the pinnacle of criminal behavior in my intestinal tract. You always had it your way inside me, unlike Burger King, you filthy animal. Now, come hither. I won't bite. I will just simply vor. Thank you. Oh, wait, there's more. You want me to do more? Like another poem right now? Or you want to do this?
That's up to you. Go for it.
You know what?
You call the shot.
No, you got that cheese in your hand. Come on. When Kittay has cheese in her hand and she looks determined to read something, you got to like give it up. Yeah.
Well, so all this talk about like French toast made me think about other foods that I love, like Parmesan. I'm obsessed with Parmesan. It's like crack. So I wrote a poem about it. Oh, Parmesan, how I love thee. I'd buy you like this, or I could scrape you against a cheese grater and you become tiny pieces of string, smaller than you once used to be. This poem would sound terrible if I were speaking about another human being, but cheese loves to be abused, and I love to shred and grate it into many different forms and sizes. I love all varieties of size and shape when it comes to Parmesan, but those thin flakes just have a different kind of taste. I'd never snort cocaine, but I'd probably do a line of Parmesan. They do say that cheese is as addictive as crack, and that makes sense because, my God, does it create a dopamine rush as my eyes roll back. Loving the texture and flavor it extends, it invokes the perfect blend of a firework explosion going off inside my head, filling my taste buds with exquisite delight. I want to put Parmesan on almost everything, because it just feels so fucking right. Thanks.
You know, it's kind of fun when you're dating someone who can write food porn, I guess, as well. I guess we're gonna take it back a bit. Let's go to your originator. Before I do, I think it's proper that I have some water. Oh, crab rangoon, you fill me up with fulfillments with your when you're filling face plants onto a field of my taste buds. Every time I have you inside my oral cavern, I cannot help but wants to crush you with my stalagmite's teeth and swallow you into my abyss while I enjoy feeling you disintegrate slowly under my pressure as you slide all the way down to the pit of my being. Oh, crab rangoon, you perfectly highly addictive, yet perfectly legal drug. And yes, I said drug. Have you ever eaten one and not feel dopamine and serotonin flood every mini vessel in your entire being with the utmost sense of culinary nirvana? You are the Asian equivalents to Pringles. I swear once you pop, you can't stop. In life, there should be only two universal defining periods. Life before and after accepting Crab Rangoon as your Lord, Savior, and demigod. Oh, Crab Rangoon, you miracle of life, you! If you were made in your original, pure form, the pharmaceutical industry would cease to exist because you're all. I'll never forget the time I had that stomach ache and you with your crunchy, your cheesy, creamy, crabby holiness. You are the body of Christ. Hallelujah. Your healing powers influenced me to start an underground street fighting club called Crab Rangoon Club. And the first rule of Crab Rangoon Club is that we definitely talk about Crab Rangoon Club. Oh, Crab Rangoon, the joy and despair of all. How they rewrote the history books on you. Crab Rangoon, every 80s power ballad and 70s adult film was inspired by you in some weird way by your rich, sexual, white chocolates. Oh, Crab Rangoon, I'm a goon for you. Always have and always will.
Yo, what the fuck? How many different accents was that? You went through how many characters was that? That was insane.
Yeah, he's got quite the talent with the impersonations.
How many? I want to know. I want a list, or at least
I really
number.
don't know. I just kind of like said things.
Yeah, you just went through so many, and I recognized a lot of them. But oh my goodness, that was amazing. Thank you, sir. The camera's off, unless you guys are trying to do this one without the camera.
You're muted.
Sorry. I was like, I know the camera's off, but it was off for a reason. I was changing positions. So all this talk about chocolate, right? You know, I love chocolate. Whether it's white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, hot chocolate, but it has to be warm so I don't burn off my taste buds. My personal favorite form of chocolate is a toss-up between fudge brownies or chocolate cake with coconut, crushed Oreos, and chocolate chips folded into the batter, blending together, creating an explosion of flavor. When they are hot and gooey out of the oven, I top it off with ice cream so I can eat it without burning my tongue, filling my mouth with the decadence I love. If I could live off of brownies and ice cream, I probably would. Although that might turn me into a diabetic, so I try to be careful with the baked goods. Even though I love baking, I enjoy eating it more because I know everything I bake is to fucking die for.
Oh, this is sweet. We're talking about chocolates and all that good stuff that makes us, I guess, borderline diabetics, but let's just say that the sweetest memory I have is our first kiss. A picture-perfect moment in time, eloquently written in the anthologies of our hearts with a picture-perfect buildup. A memory sweeter than freshly baked apple pie, any jackpot lottery payout in history, any near and dear childhood memory, and Walter Payton's sweetness on the gridiron. My heart was playing jump rope with my nerves when we first cuddled. The way we looked into each other's eyes chilled me to the bone as my heart was set ablaze with a shot of gas fire adrenaline as we both committed to having our lips embrace each other. It felt as if our hearts and time itself stood still at 2:15 a.m. on August 18th, 2023. Your kiss is like music. When it hit me, I felt no pain. And I can't help wanting to play that song in repeats. Your kiss has become the house party jam I want to groove to all night long. To feel safe and vulnerable with someone has been a foreign concept to me to grasp. Like trying to grab a brass ring slathered in grease. You enrich my mind, body, heart, and soul with the two wonderfully crafted novels written in your eyes. My eyes lash onto yours with a hookshot stare that lures me closer to you by the second until the tips of our noses tap and caress each other like lifelong lovers keeping warm near their eternal flame of compassion. Your voice provides me with a lulling melody in which my body slips into a meditative state of spiritual ecstasy, unchaining my mind from past pains, pawning away my Alcatraz in exchange for your wonderland. Building our foundation has been the most fruitful experience of my life. Every day we chisel more off the marble, giving our love definition and substance. The way our broken glass fits together, creating mesmerizing mosaics that depict a prophecy of a happily ever after, has made me weep in awe and appreciation. I look forward to see what wonderful architecture our love is bound to create. And now here is Kittay.
Oh my God, bro.
He is the sweetest. So I heard him mention a jackpot. Am I right? Yeah. So, I've been trying to manifest a massive jackpot for a long time now, and I finally hit it the day that I met you. I just didn't know that I was the lucky winner until we had a few conversations and discovered we have so much in common. Enjoying the same passions in different fashions. And I love your style. The way you write and speak your truth in this blunt and abstract way encapsulates me in the moment. Fully absorbing your words, thoughts, and emotions, I can relate to you on so many levels. Finally feel like I've met my person, the one I've been waiting for to appear and blow my mind that it truly does exist. We are a perfect fit. When I look into your eyes, I see it, a future, something I haven't seen with any other. I see us performing and touring on a never-ending adventure driven by love and purpose. The days and nights spent with you fill me with wonder that I cherish and will always hold on to and remember. I also have a follow-up poem to that as well that I'm going to do real quick. All right. So Dre lives 50 miles away from me. I'm in Massachusetts. He's in New Hampshire. Why does 50 miles sound so close, yet so terribly far away? I'd make the drive every day if I were able to be face to face with my lover and hear those 3 wonderful words you utter. I love you. It makes me wish I could stay. For now, our lives exist in separate spaces, and I can't just wash it all down the drain and flee from the places I'm currently supposed to be in. But then I feel adrenaline. I want to run as far as I can until I no longer see the sun, until all around me is dark, night encroaching, allowing my clothing to blend me into the scenery. My limbs like limp noodles from exercise and anxiety. Then I find myself soaked in sweat at your doorstep, eagerly awaiting your passionate kiss. You open the door, and upon seeing that face I adore, lunge into you with a giant hug, clinging on because I know I can't stay for long. So I soak in every single moment, immersed inside of your love potion. We cuddle, dance, and laugh. Freedom at last. When I awaken with you curled up behind me, our bodies wrapped together so perfectly, curvatures that fit oh so snugly, safe and free of harm, the idea of ever running again has lost its charm. I'd much rather stay right here in your arms.
She knows how to hit me in the feels. And I'm
Thank
just
you for saying I got a cuddle from my wife from that poem. That was beautiful. Thank you for that.
She's got a way with words, seriously. So thankful for her existence. Which I feel this is a proper follow-up. This one's called The Revolution is Televised. Life has been like dull television programming for way too long, with a couple of commercial breaks layered in like lasagna with the same ingredients, a poetic big bang, peace of mind, a sense of happiness and love, all of which seem like nothing but vivid pipe dreams sold on screens, failed attempts at selling broken products. There have been times in which I just want nothing more than to turn off the TV. But then I changed my cable plan, giving me access to new channels of thought. And that is how I was able to view you wonderful marathon of the best programming I've ever seen. Not only have you captivated me, I've grabbed that depression and distorted thinking, crumpled it up into a ball, shouted, "Curry from 3 from way downtown," and nailed a beautiful fadeaway into the trash can. Nothing but metaphorical nets Fuck that. Let me grab that TV remote and snap that piece of shit in half. Might as well delete the obsolete. No need to turn up or down the volume or change the channel or turn it off. If we need to change the input settings, if we want to play, no worries. We'll figure that out together. I just want you just the way you are. DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K discs may be cool for some people, but I love you in your original form. No need for deleted scenes or special features. You are beautiful raw footage of poetry in motion, a walking revolution being televised 24/7, and I don't want to blink an eye. I want to take in every possible moment. So please, whatever you do, please do not cancel your programming ever. Now, here's Kittay, I believe. We are calling an audible. Something just popped up on Kittay's end, so I'm going to provide. I have this. I have the poem, and now I'm going to pull it back up because
Here it is.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna do it.
So this is how we met.
Okay, let me just give a more thorough backstory. So back in August, we just both happened to have gone to the same poetry show. And yeah, we met at a poetry show. It was pretty cool. And the first impression I got from Kittay here was this poem here, but I'm going to give it a fun little twist. Now, give me a moment. I'm going to drink some water. And if you know this one by Kittay, you're going to laugh. Already came dozens of times in this hour of mine as I wonder why I haven't had my big orgasm yet. Maybe because I'm simply enjoying the vibrations against my clitoris so quick to feel pleasure as I hold it against me, awaiting for my big one, where my legs will surge violently, quivering from the effects of releasing pent-up sexual energy. It feels like I'm floating on top of clouds when I'm being stimulated. Whenever I play with myself, it takes me to infinity. A blissful experience of electric fulfillment, a quench of satisfaction that reaches down to my toes. I've been looking for the right one who can penetrate my heart, pussy, mind, and soul. Whole, but I haven't found anyone worth to. So for now, I work solo, but which means I can use my vibe and get to take my fucking time. There's no rush. I can masturbate for hours and don't have to worry about anyone's pleasure except my own. No need to worry if I'll be satisfied either, because I'm the one who's in control of my little vibrator army. And if one, well, I guess we'll have to replace it if the batteries die. I have backups awaiting their new placement. Oh, sure. But what is my favorite form of pleasure? I love those vibrations. They charge me to release stress until my juices leak out of me, allowing me to feel bliss and serenity. None of these means I will remember. It just means I know how to get myself off when I'm alone. I'm not even an erotic poet, but for some reason, people like it when I talk dirty to them. So this one's for all the freaks in the audience who would like to hear about sexual experiences. Also, this poem is an invitation for anyone to holler at me as I walk past them on this street, because I'm more than just a puppet of meat. More than my sexuality or my desires. What's it needs? This is just a way to express how the sexual cravings we experience are okay to embrace and release, just like that big orgasm that washes me with serenity and peace.
Okay, hold on. Actually, that ending is more a little like, just like that big orgasm that washes over me with serene peace. So I had to retire that poem. So because that happened, I wrote a new one. I have finally found the one who can penetrate my heart, pussy, mind, and soul, filling up every hole. And I've never felt so satisfied. It's a feeling that extends beyond anything I could ever describe. You light up my world with inspiration, creativity, and a love so divine. If we were given the opportunity for us to become immortal, but only if I repeated my life 1,000 times over again, all the suffering, betrayals, and heartaches, I'd do it in the blink of an eye. Anything for you. However, there's only this one lifetime. This opportunity is only temporary. So I plan on living out my hopes and dreams with you along my side. I can envision us traveling and sharing our gifts with the world, sprinkling bits of our wisdom, life lessons, and extending our talents to those interested who want to listen. Living in each moment with determination and resistance, overcoming an obstacle course of delays and setbacks to teach us both proper patience. Although I'd wait forever, if I knew at the end I'd see you smiling back at me, I'd reach over, touch your face, feeling the grace of internal peace. Then I'd lean in for a nice, slow kiss. And all the time I've waited wouldn't mean a thing if I could only have you for just one day. Because my lips would graze over yours, my heart would soar into the clouds of everlasting love galore.
Yay, yay!
You know, it's hard to follow up with poetry like that, you know, especially when it's like written about you, and it's like, it's awesome. It's like the opposite of like being in Fleetwood Mac with that dude who like cheated on Stevie Nicks and had to like write and perform songs with her that were about him. So this is like the coolest like 180 feel. Like Kittay and I fucking love her. With that said, I got one more poem for y'all, for all of us here. But before I do, I just wanted to throw down just a small little unplug here for tomorrow. If all y'all are available at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, swing by to this very chat room, to this very Zoom meeting, because we will be having the world premiere of the Slam Jam. It will be another open mic, but it's not your average open mic. Yeah, there'll be an open mic list where people can perform their original work, want to do a cover, or want to do some music. That's cool. But we're also going to be having a slam like battleground of sorts, where people are going to be kind of training, kind of like spotting themselves on how they're doing in the realm of a 3-minute time limit, and kind of like see where they can improve with their performances. So this would be a cool concept for slam poets nationwide, around the world, to kind of like chisel their crafts at the comfort of their own home with the support and love of everybody here. So again, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this Zoom meeting. Let's make some history. Now, this last poem here, let's feel this one out. I want to end with something funny, because funny's fun. Okay, how about this? If given to the right hands, AI can benefit humanity in some ways that doesn't have a level of cringe slapped on it. As one who experiences, no, excuse me, as one with experience with photo and video editing, AI has its ways of shaving off time and labor, even the task at hand. You want that blemish, red eye, blur, or toxic person from your past removed from your photos with ease, like Allen Iverson was for the Philadelphia 76ers, AI is the answer. Along with labor tasks, AI can be both creepy but entertaining. Listening to Kurt Cobain sing Foo Fighters Everlong made me wonder how hackers could use this technology to frame someone of a crime they didn't commit. But at the same time, it's fascinating to hear a spot-on vocal cover from a dead man. Probably my favorites up to now are seeing renders of Arnold Schwarzenegger as a singing Mr. Rogers. Seriously, check this out. Danny DeVito slaying on vocals and enticing a riot at a death metal concert, or a Nicolas Cage doing God knows what, because that is funny shit. And funny shit makes laughter and smiles, and let's get real, considering the state of the global political climate, on top of raw life's cruelties that need no AI to articulate or render it, we need more of that funny shit. AI is the present and future of memes and other forms of faux manipulation. A lot of what ifs can be played out, like reunions of lost ones through photographs. I never took a photo with my best friend before his life was cut short, and have wondered how he could have aged. I have a brother and a sister who died before I was born. Perhaps would I finally be able to see a rendering of how they would have aged? Loss is something everyone experiences in life, but this may be a way of winning back a moment in time. Now, let's switch gears a bit. Let's imagine for a minute or so, in a not so distant future, a mock social media page dedicated to AI accounts of historical figures. Imagine, I could easily imagine that on the day Queen Elizabeth II died, Princess Diana was posted a selfie wearing an elegant and regal valet uniform, holding open the door of a back seat of a black Mercedes-Benz W140, royal blue blood splattered all over the interior, with a beaming face and eager look on her face as the caption reads, "At Queen Lizzie, I will be your personal driver to hell. It's your turn, bitch." Or maybe Princess Diana would keep it vague, but sinister, with the status reading an ellipsis with her mood sets to as feeling validated. From Hitler trolling Donald Trump to stop copying his homework poorly, to Martin Luther King Jr. commenting on racism today, possibilities would be endless and entertaining. However, I beg of the human race to do the following. Let's not have evil robots take over the world. The Terminator movie franchise was supposed to maybe warn us to not to strictly glorify one badass android with heavy hitting one-liners and motivate humanity to literally create Skynet. And don't get me started with those Fallout video games. As much as we can make art imitate life, let's hope that our life doesn't imitate AI art. Thank you, and bless y'all. See you tomorrow.
Yo, everybody unmute yourselves. Give it up for the host of the Saturday Slam Jam, Dre Kittay. Yeah.